Alrighty, chat. We got a week recap. I think this is like This is the last week of February, so this is like the fourth week. February 23rd through the 27th. Looks like a pretty dog shit week. Okay. Really dog shit week. Anyways, gonna get into this trade recap. Starting off with the 23rd, Monday. Let's just get straight into this bitch, cause why not? So we got London high above. We got London low below. If we check the hourly, let's see what. Yeah, this at this point in time, we were just in this super high time frame consolidation. We have absolutely no direction in price whatsoever. Um, don't even have an SMT there or anything. But if we look at what's recently happened, I mean, really just looks like shit. You could really just sleep in this day. We reject out of this imbalance, inverse this, and we bounce out of whatever the fuck that is. We're inside of a huge 4 hour as well. And let's check the 15 minute. We do inverse this gap here, and then we just, I guess, reject out of there. I don't even know, bro. This shit looks just straight whack. So, yeah, let's see what happens. Because there is no trade listed on my thing for here, for this day. So, we'll see if there could have been any. I really don't remember, so we better find out. Honestly, the scenarios I could see happening is, I mean, really just showed you, but it looks like a continuation model, so I could see us inversing these gaps and getting a continuation to these low resistance highs. That's pretty much about it in terms of like sell side. We do have London low. It's not even really a low, but we do have these stack lows, which is also equal lows. But enough yap. Let's just see what we got. So we got a huge candle to the upside, followed with a huge candle back to the downside. We don't give absolutely anything. We run back up. Based off this open, like we can already determine like price is gonna be dog shit based off the structure, and then just based off this open, I can just tell it's gonna be absolute ass. Let's see what we got here. We do got a 5 minute right there. Come on, this 4 minutes taking forever, man. 4 minute, 3 minute, 2 minute. All of these happened all the way down here. There's really no time for entry. I mean, super discretional play would just to take all of this and then go break even at these lows right here. But yeah, I wouldn't do that. See what we get though. Maybe get a 5 minute continuation. Okay, so we pull back into this 5 minute. We do take London low. Honestly, is this enough to be super confident in this low here? I mean, it's not really an Asia low. We already swept it out, but it still is a low. So, I mean, we could possibly. We still have Asia open here on ES, just not on NQ. So who knows? And we also have an SMT at this high right here. It's not really too significant though. Who knows? Maybe we might get a continuation off this. See how this plays out. Don't look too bad. If we get a continuation here, like an inverse, that would look pretty A+. I like that idea. Didn't necessarily. Oh, it did hit equilibrium of the range too. This is actually really good if we get this. I don't really remember anything about this day. Was this like a bank holiday or something? No, it wasn't. Okay, well we edged this 1 minute like crazy. End up getting it here. This is a good play. If it just wasn't consolidating, like if we got this instantly, like that would have been much more nicer. But we'll just see how this plays out. This is this kind of is a protected low if you ask me. We already took out these draws, so it is a protected low, which is, I don't like this trade, but yep, this trade just immediately failed. Depending on stop loss, so let's see if this actually played out. So this did play out. Depending on your stop loss would just, of course, determine if you got stopped or not, but it's a pretty whack trade. Honestly, don't really like anything here. We have 10 a.m. open. We open high, and then yeah, it's a bunch of bullshit. I'll just see what else we got here. Got a hair in my mouth. It's disgusting. Yeah, it's just straight chop work, brother. Chop work. Really just nothing at all. I mean, the only decent play I could see. Well, we do get another continuation here. We have this 5 minute. Let's see what happened here, though. Most likely not going to be any A+ trade or anything. Yeah, we pull back into that 5 minute. dude, we don't give anything good whatsoever, like at all. That is disgusting looking, bro. What the heck? Yeah, that's gonna be it for this day. Just skip all the way to 11, see what we hit. So it looked like we came for these lows and then even this low here, but I really don't see anything that you could have caught. This is just nothing but chop work. Now, with that being said, on to the next day. We have this marked up as a win, so let me actually see what win this is. Hold on. You serious? This shit's still... I refreshed this like right before I started this video and it's still refreshing. You gotta be kidding me. Oh my gosh, it's still refreshing and still loading. I'm just gonna open a new tab because this shit's fucking annoying. Pissing me off. What is wrong, dude? I have literally every single bar. I have every single bar for my Wi-Fi. There should be nothing wrong here. Everything's loading perfectly fine. I'm literally getting notifications on my phone. Dude, are you serious?
Finally,
really gonna make me pull this up on my phone? Hold on. Safari's being a bitch right now. Alright, February, what is this? The 24th. See what we got here. Okay, so we got a beautiful long here. Beautiful, 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 beautiful long. 9 a.m. Honestly, yeah, this structure, once again, it's just in this range that we've been bouncing, ping-ponging from. Let's see if there's any... Okay, we do got something here. We got a little SMT there. We end up inversing this gap here to the left. We inverse this gap here again. Kind of having some wicks going on. Don't really like that. We do inverse this 4 hours, so that could confirm our bullish bias. Let's see if there's any rejection here. Maybe there's like a... Yeah, there's just nothing there. There's nothing. Absolutely nothing. 15 minute, we took London out. Wait a minute. This is from 10 a.m. Okay, there, that's much better. Okay, this makes much more sense. 9 a.m. opens, we inverse this 1 hour. We already inverse these gaps to the left here. I really don't see much you could target. Even on the 15 minute, it just kind of looks like chop work. The only good, pretty obvious level we have here is London low. Let's just see how this played out, or how this opened up. Market opens and we dump, huh? Yep, so right off the bat, you can clearly see we have the most insane low resistance up here. Just, dude, I don't even know what to call this, because it's not really like a trend line. Like a boom, hit, boom, hit, boom, hit. It's more just like straight up chop work. Like, I don't even know what to call this, bro. There needs to be a new name for this. But anyways, we sweep London low. Well, we have a massive SMT here. So, okay, I remember this now. I really wanted to see these lows get hit. So I was bearish. Here. Was continuing to be bearish, especially the closer we got towards these lows. Ended up making an SMT with ES. Oops, wrong pair. So ES ends up taking all of these lows here. All of them. Let's see if there's any imbalances behind them. Doesn't look like there is. Okay, so that's perfectly fine. We don't really need that. Oh, we have a huge 15-minute right here that was behind this imbalance, so that's great. Now, after we got all of that, right, we took out all those lows on ES, we took out London on NQ. Let's see what type of imbalances we respected. We actually pulled back up and closed inside this imbalance, respecting this one. It's most definitely an hourly. Yeah, we have an hourly right there. It's tiny, but yeah, we just have huge rejection, and this looks so much more A+. These setups always hit much more than if, besides just coming down and then just straight reversing and then like that. I don't really like these. Well, I do. They're pretty A+, but compared to this, we come down, we'll stop, and then basically resweep this level and then get along from there. Those are the most A+ type entries you can ever get. Okay, those are just the best. Now, me personally, I missed out on this trade because I was looking to take this 3-minute and it didn't end up closing. But honestly, man, I should have just taken this. Like, even if the 3-minute didn't close, just seeing this delivery and momentum, like, an IFEG shouldn't even matter at this point, since my bias is, you know, we already took out all these lows. We're bound to go higher, especially with this type of reaction. There should be no need to wait for an exact mechanical, you know, entry model. But this 2-minute did. I'm so upset that I failed to realize or notice this 2-minute here. Was just so fixated on the 3-minute, but dude, this is just beautiful, bro. This is, you know, I don't even know, bro. It's just so fucking good looking. We have and really not much targets besides all this low resistance and this high all the way up here, but really good entry right there. Shit absolutely delivered. You can definitely go break even like right there. This shit hit full TP within, what was that, like 6 minutes? That's, oh my gosh, bro, this trade, I'm so disappointed that I missed out on this trade. This was absolutely perfect, and this was like the only trade that actually won like this entire week of this recap. So after this, we don't really get much else. Technically, we do get a 5-minute. Okay, we pull back into this 5-minute, which is also a 15-minute that we completely fill. Dang, I remember that spot on. Excuse me, I just burped. Got a 1-minute, not the best delivery, could be better. Break even right here. I think that's the unmitigated 5. No, the untapped 5 minutes down here. See, so break even right up there, which you would have got break even. As you can see, you hit the 5-minute and then came back down. But idea with something like this, just targeting this high, or maybe, I don't know, you can target the body of the high. I don't know, there's really not much targets in terms of the higher time frame except for this high, but this is the protected high. You know, it's a high that swept London high inside of a Fair Valley gap, and just there's not really any definite structure. Like I said, we're just bouncing in this range. So until we have like absolute, you know, just certainty of a direction, then that's when I would target stuff like this. But dude, I guess that's also why I wasn't really, I don't know, this was just way too A+. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, bro. I genuinely don't know what I was thinking. But yeah, after that, there's really nothing else to target. We already made our move, took out all the sell side draws, all the buy side draws that I wanted. Yeah, and that concludes that day. So head on to the next day, which is, let's see, looks like we got nothing this next day. We only have trades on Thursday and Friday. But you know, why not? I'll just go over this day and see what we could have gotten. Okay. Yeah, so this day, oh my gosh, this was actually a nightmare, dude. I love the idea of shorts. We had such stacked low resistance. We had Asia low, London low. And also this Asia low was a part of this untapped hourly. As you can see right there, Asia low and that hourly. We have a set of low resistance right here. It's 3 stacked lows. Dude, I was just fiending for sells, especially after a huge move the previous day. Oh man, this looks so perfect. We took out this high. Took out that high right there. I mean, yeah, I think we're inside of a daily Fair Valley gap. Never mind, not quite. We inversed this, but we still have a 4-hour right there in the hourly and everything. So I really wanted to look for shorts coming into this day. I mean, yeah, dude, that just sucks. We just bull run to the upside. Don't really give anything. I think we give a 5-minute, like an extreme premium. We come down here and tap this 5-minute. And then we do get an entry back to the upside. This would have been a nice trade if we did not sweep this high up here. I would have definitely taken this, despite it being in, you know, very far in premium. I really like the break even point right here, so this would have been a very valid trade. But of course, since we hit that, this is invalid, especially since it's so high in premium. I just don't really want to take anything. The next draws I could see aiming for are these highs up here. That's really about it. And since we don't get any pullbacks, yeah, there's just nothing to take here. We do get a 5-minute, fill this 5-minute and get a 5-minute to the upside, but there's absolutely no delivery here. 0 delivery right there. That's disgusting. That's actually disgusting looking. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Just chop work from here on out. Now let's move on to Thursday, which we have. Thursday we have a 1 break even and 2 losses. I remember this day. This day was fucking brutal, man. All right, so 4 hour, we had an untapped 4 hour right here. Also an untapped hourly. These were relatively equal lows, as you can tell. So that's like the main draw I wanted to see get hit. We have previous day high open up here. All right, the 15 minute, you can see we had a new day opening gap right there that we kind of edged. We have London low here, which is also paired with an hourly. So here's that hourly, which is also London, as you can see right there. So we had great draws, amazing draws. So what I was looking for was either push into this new week opening gap, or even just a sweep of previous day high, and then shorts to London low, Asia low for our final target. And I mean, yeah, even we had these draws from the previous day that were really attractive. So everything just screamed shorts in my opinion. And so another scenario if I was going to be bullish was, we come, take all this out, and then get, longs from there up until fill this new week or new day opening gap. That's really, really what I was looking forward to. And market open, just pretty disappointed. Disappointed me because, well, market open didn't, because we hit all these lows and I was ready for a long, but it just failed. I don't have the 30-second pulled up, and I don't feel like pulling it up on the other thing right now, so I'm just gonna do it right here. Gave like a 30-second right around here. All right, break even was at some, I don't know if it was an internal high or what, but we hit like around a 1-to-1, so that could have definitely been break even off of a, look at that displacement. That's most definitely a break even right there. So that's where that first break even comes in play. We did not yet form the 5 minute, but basically the idea behind this was we had not yet swept Asia low. Okay, we had not yet swept Asia low, and as you can see right there, we did not sweep it yet. We had an SMT at Asia low, and then we also had an SMT at this 4 hour down here. So with that being said, I was like, there's really no reason to go lower. I feel like we've hit everything we need, and of course I'm looking for longs here, and so that failed. And basically, I didn't take this, but I missed out on this actually. But basically, right around here, okay, we didn't really give much in terms of, like a fair value gap respect, but we generated this 5 minute above. We had a 30-second IFEG up here. Wasn't the cleanest trade, in my opinion. I really regret taking this trade specifically. We did have an SMT, maintain the SMT as well as the lower time frame SMT, but I just failed to pay attention to ES. And if you look at ES, I mean, it's clearly obvious that we're trending towards this Asia low. So waiting for that Asia low to get swept would have definitely been the move. I was just so fixated that we had an untapped 5 minute, and I figured, we could just run that break even real quick. And we actually almost did. So this could have just been a break even trade. We just edged it for some random apparent reason. I have no idea why. And then boom, here. Give another A+ entry. At least on here, on the 1 minute, it looks so ass. But on the 30-second, this looked fucking amazing. You can see a 1-to-1 about just above that 5 minute. There's also another 5 minute up here that I was trying to target, something like that. This is what my trade would have looked like. Now this is definitely A+, because now ES had swept Asia low. We have that internal SMT as well as that external SMT, because we have yet to hit that 4 hour. There's obviously an SMT right there. So we have the high time frame and low time frame SMT, internal and external, all that good stuff. And we have actually a way cleaner 30-second. Okay, great delivery, great everything. And not only do we have an untapped 5 minute above, but now we have relatively equal highs above. So I was like, there's no fucking shot we don't hit that. And what do you know, we hit break even. And at this point in time, there's 3 setups that failed already. So it's obviously my cue to get the fuck off. And right here, we actually gave another 30-second. And I was like, you know what, fuck that. I'm not taking that. I'm already done. That's 3 trades that failed. I just took 2 losses back to back. This loss right here was definitely for sure, like, I like this one. I would take this again if it presented itself. But the first loss, that was just, oh my goodness, stupidity on my end. But yeah, this one was definitely really, really A plus. So, and then this 30-second, of course, it failed because every fucking setup's failing. And I was open to take this 1 minute here. We ended up rejecting back down. No, it wasn't that 1 minute. It was this 1 minute right here. Boom, we reject down. This I would have definitely taken because we have stacked low resistance, unfilled 5 minute, relatively equal highs. I figured that could have made back my losses for the day, but we don't end up getting anything. I actually just end up selling off with 0 fucking retrace, as of course, because it always does that. Literally chop work right here. We don't retrace until like way later in the session, towards the end. And I mean, yeah, I think there was like a 30-second entry here, but me, I'm already off the top charts by then. Now, for the final day, and I'm freaking done, we have a break even on this day. Let me check this out. So we have a break even. We have 2 trades, and then another break even right after that, which was a winning trade, but it just, wow, this one was actually brutal. Okay, this is gonna be fun. Don't remember too much about this day, and I didn't actually trade anything this day, so I'm gonna have to, we'll just see what the fuck is up, man. We'll see. So, huge sell-off here, very, very huge sell-off. We have untapped 4 hour above, which is also relatively equal highs. We inverse this 4 hour to the downside, so now we can look to target these lows here. So we can either get short, continuation shorts to these lows, or more ideally, we can, which looks more attractive, we can get, just a retracement on this higher time frame leg, hit equilibrium of this range, balance out for the end of the week. And yeah, that's really what I was looking forward to. Very, very A plus. We have, let's see what we got here. We had an untapped hourly. This actually plays a very important role later on in this day specifically. So yeah, 2 A plus targets right here. We're just massively overextended. I desperately want to see a retrace, especially we have London high up here. Like, come on, bro, it does not get any better. Okay, see market open. Let's see what the fuck we got here going on here. So okay, market opens, we run up. So one, we have relatively equal lows. All right, we have relatively equal lows. We are inside of a huge 4 hour, so this, I can expect great rejection out of here. I can, expect us to just run up from here, get like confirmation that we're bullish, and then look for longs to these targets. But we do have relatively equal lows there. And then on ES, we have 8:30 red folder news data low. So really wanted to see us resweep this low before running up, and it's actually what we get. So we come up, we hit this 15 minute, we completely fill the 15 minute there. Whoa, what the heck? Which is also a 5 minute, of course, right there. 30 minute, right there. I don't think an hourly, but I think we just previously respected never mind, I'm tripping. But anyways, yeah, we hit all those levels or fair value gaps. We have an SMT at the high, and we edge it. I think we have never mind. We have nothing but a 1 minute. Oh, we do have a 3 minute, so I gotta keep that in mind. Okay, I checked the 4 minute and knowing that shit's gonna lag, but so we do have this 3 minute. I'm just gonna mark it like this, and then of course we have that 1 minute. So we fail to get it. We resweep that high just by a little bit. Do we maintain the SMT? Okay, ES actually sweeps this as well, and wasn't open to trading this, but since we had that type of delivery, not only that, but okay, this 3 minute did not end up closing, but like I've said, I just said this in a previous recap, in today's recap actually, which is March 3rd. We have such A plus delivery to the downside and such good displacement that you don't need this 30-second, or I mean not 30-second, this 3 minutes inverse. You can just take it off the 1 minute. Of course, it needs to be A plus. It needs to make lots of sense. You have to have lots of conviction, and you need A plus targets like this. Like if this was just a random ass low, I would not take this because there's not a high chance of this getting hit. But the fact that there's relatively equal lows, paired with ES having a data low. That is just so A plus and definitely worth taking. It hits, but depending on your stop loss, I mean, you could have won this trade. You know, it's a 1.3, but for me, nah, did not work. But that's just me. I didn't even take this trade, but that's definitely an A plus setup right there. Now that we reswept this low, I can definitely look for longs here. Just continuing to go long. We're kind of just chopping up here, but it's not until, let's see. Oh, this was actually brutal. This was fucking brutal. I remember this shit. This was so disgusting and just, oh, man. Oh my goodness. So we have a 5 minute right there. Let's make sure to mark the 5 minute on ES. So as you can see, ES fills this 5 minute, making it an SMT within Q. So I could see an entry here, but I think we edged. Did we? So we had a 2 minute, and you can see right there, we just edge or we barely close it by like a singular tick. So I do not want to take that shit. I want good displacement. This looks like it can very much lose. Of course, it ends up playing out. We have a set of equal highs up here. All right, we have this untapped hourly up here, and then we also have another set of equal highs all the way up here. So you have great targets to aim for, and just kind of missed out on this. Thought it was going to play out, but nope, ended up failing, getting break even. So now, at this point in time, I'm expecting, okay, this is definitely the time where we just manipulate hard as fuck and then come up and then get something like that. This was my A+ scenario, all right? This was exactly what I was looking for. Not only that, but ES had edged equilibrium here. So if you can see this range, ES edged equilibrium. So I figured, you know, we can just resweep this low, tap EQ of the range, NEQ can tap that 5 minute, and we can bull run, and everybody gets longs, and, you know, everybody's happy for the day. But of course, nope, of course, price just decides this 1 minute right here, this Rand Mass 1 minute is going to just start ripping to the targets with absolutely, you know, no A+ type entry or manipulation. So that was pretty fucking annoying. But now, okay, now we hit this hour, we hit all these equal lows, we hit these equal highs, we hit these relatively equal highs, we tap the 1 hour, all that good stuff. We also hit equilibrium of this range, as you can see, right there. We actually hit OTE of this range, so that's even better. Now, I'm not bearish, okay, I am bullish, but considering that we hit these levels, there's a pretty nice, pretty heavy chance of, you know, getting some type of reaction out of here. If we get an inverse, we can definitely target not only these relatively equal lows, but this unfilled 5 minute that we've just been edging like crazy. And so we have a 3 minute right there, we have a 2 minute, and a 1 minute, and I think it's right here. That's when that 3 minute happened right there. Highest time from inversion. Not only that, but it also aligned with the 1 minute. Stop's gonna be something like that. Dude, this was so freaking A+, man. So as you can see, the 1 minute inverse this whole leg here. All right, we have a really good break-even point. Just this recent low. We also have a little mini set of equal lows back to back on the 1 minute right there. Or, you know, let me click it or not. There we go. So great break-even points. The 2 minute did not close yet, but it's fine. The 3 minute and the 1 minute close. So it's, you know, it's like ends. You know, it's great delivery, pretty good V shape. You can see we're coming to a halt here with all these wicks, and then boom, death candles. So this shit absolutely delivers, and we freaking edged this, bro. Not only do we edge the 5 minute, but we edge this last low right there before the 5 minute, and then do a complete 180, reverse back to the upside, resweeping that level, and you can obviously tell it's just chop work from here. I mean, man, oh man, oh man. I mean, yes, the target did end up playing out, but after what? Oh my goodness, this is fucking insane, bro. I genuinely don't understand how this not get hit. I did not take this. Okay, it was late in the kill zone. I just came off of 2 back-to-back losses from the previous day. I was like, you know what? I'm fine missing out on this. Just wait till next week. And, you know, luckily for me, this was a break even, because that would have been pretty annoying if I stayed out on this A+ model and it actually won. So lucky for me, this didn't hit, but, you know, of course, I'm pretty upset that this didn't hit, because what the fuck, price should be hitting this shit. There's no reason this shit should fail or edge like that. But yep, anyways, that's gonna be the end of this week recap. Finally done and caught up. I feel so relieved, and I can rest now. So I'm gonna end this video off here, and see, anything else I gotta say about this week besides, I guess we can do it real quick. Very quick overview. Monday we didn't get jack shit. Came down. We gave some shitty continuation short, but everything was just chopped here. Tuesday was the most A+ model you could have ever taken, right? Very great displacement, great manipulation, SMT and everything. This was just perfect. We had a bunch of low resistance. Wednesday was a hunk of shit. Let's see, where even it was Wednesday? I can't even tell because it's so ass. We just bull run to the upside. We give like a super premium entry, which is really dog shit, ends up failing anyways. We just chop up. And then Thursday, dude, this was probably the best type of structure all week that we had. Up there, debatable with Tuesday, but I mean, this was just perfect. We hit every single sell side target, Asia low, relatively equal lows, untapped 4 hour, SMT with ES on the higher time frame, lower time frame internal SMT. You know, the break even point was unfilled 5 minute, relatively equal highs. Dude, this shit was just perfect. The 30-second entry was on point. We had new week opening gap, or new day opening gap above previous day high. Dude, everything about this was just A+ as fuck, and it just failed. Ended up just dumping, not really giving anything else. That sucked. And then lastly, Friday. Do give a pretty good short here, targeting these relatively equal lows, and then ES had that data low, of course. And then after we get a reaction out of here, we could expect longs. We unfortunately don't catch any longs. The only thing we could have caught was like that 2 minute, but that was ass. It failed anyways. And but unfortunately didn't catch longs here, which would have been really A+, but we did see some short play out. We can see we got great IFEG here, good displacement, great amazing targets, good rejection point. Everything aligned here, and yeah, shit just failed because price action absolutely sucks ass. But that's gonna be it for this video, and yeah, fuck all that, man. I'm out this bitch, bro.